All right, hey everyone. Want to make a couple videos on dying neglected citrus. So just to see what they can come back from. I'm here at one of my family's place, and these trees are very important to me. I grew up right around here, right next door. Actually, I was next door neighbor for years before I moved to Mesa. So this tree here specifically was one picked by my grandma personally before she died years ago, and it's actually doing like one of the worst. Like the grapefruits are doing very well. Those two there are grapefruit, and this is orange, and I believe orange there as well. For some reason, grapefruit do really good. A lot, even at my house, a lot better than the tangerines and oranges do. So what I did here about a month ago was I came through, I used my own, it was half-made compost, half-done compost. I used it more as a mulch on top of the soil. I spent more effort on this tree and less on the others, so that has no mulch, and this one has no mulch. I had enough to mulch this one as well. So one of the biggest grapefruit and my grandma's orange. It doesn't look like we have any new growth yet. I wanted to get a video the day of, but I forgot because it was like 4 in the morning. Had to drive here about an hour to get here, so I don't see any new growth yet. So I just want to give you just an idea of what this looks like now. Just checking the branches. That's dead. I got some trimmers with me to trim all this dead stuff off, and we're going to start from, not from scratch, but we're going to start from the base. I don't see much. I think there's some buds forming. Show you this one. Okay, this one we do have some new growth from fertilizing. So if you see it next to my finger, you can see how small it is. Okay. But just overall, this orange is... None of this was here, by the way, when I came and fertilized. None of these smaller leaves. And then you can see underneath these little stick-looking... Those are more leaves coming up as well. And they're all over. The plant. Okay. So this first video is just showing you the trees. On this one, I see no new growth yet, but it wasn't as bad. There's no real fruit on this one either. So I'm probably gonna do about 4 videos, because I'm gonna take you through flowering and setting fruit as well, so you can see from sticks basically to fruit around April or so of next year. So these leaves are all curled in. I believe that's something sucking the leaves dry. I did fertilize these with, again, the compost and then just urine. So I collected a lot of urine. A lot of people might say that's disgusting, but then they'll go and they'll buy fertilizer from manure from cows that were fed from the feedlot. Sickly cows fed Monsanto corn products for the majority of their feed, which with Monsanto's GMOs, and because it's Monsanto, they can heavily spray with pesticide heavily, because they're bred to withstand heavy applications of pesticides. So they'll use that feedlot manure, but not their own sterile urine, which is sterile, obviously. So it's going to be better. I know where my urine comes from. newly vegan now for, other than honey. My wife will make me say, other than honey, for the last, since July, since the 4th of July, I've been vegan. the 5th of July. So I know where my urine comes from, but that's what I'm using. I have vegetables. If you want to watch another segment of videos on growing vegetables, you'll see my vegetables are also fertilized with that as well. It's free. And pound for pound, it's just as good as a lot of the synthetic fertilizers. It's readily available. It's water soluble for your plants. It's they uptake it very, very quickly. It does contain salt, so you got to be careful with the application of it, though. This tree does have some fruit. So this first video is just showing you kind of what I'm working with now, and then you'll be able to see, I'm chopping all that down, the results coming up in the next several months. And I might have these as separate videos. I might put them all together. I don't know yet, but this is it. So no compost there. The one farthest this way, compost the bigger. No compost. There was 2 grapevine as well that let me pause the video. Give me a sec. There were 2 grapevine as well that had no leaves on it at all, that were alive. And what I did was I composted those 2. I left a little bit of extra compost for these, composted them, and watered them in a couple times. So far, it's been about a month again, and there's a few leaves on. They're not dark green; they're very, very yellow. But I'm gonna leave them on because I believe these grapevines need to build sugars and starches in the root system to provide food for the winter. Because plants use sugars to fuel different chemical reactions within them, and without that sugar, they have no fuel to live. So without the leaves to bring sugar in real time every day, they're going to rely on sugar storage. So I'm not going to chop these down. I'm going to leave these for I'd say another month. And yeah, that's it. All right, thanks for watching.